We're going to start with some review questions. Identify the amplitude and period of the graph of each function. Question number 9, if we want to know the amplitude, we're going to have to look at the maximum, which is 1, and the minimum of the graph, which is negative 1. Take the max, subtract off the min, 1 minus negative 1, and take half of that. 1 minus a negative 1 is the same as 1 plus 1, which is 2. Take half of 2, the amplitude A must be 1. It's already positive, so there's no need to take the absolute value of it. Now, when we're looking at the period of the graph, we're looking to see how much time it takes for one full cycle. If we start here at the y-axis, the graph is a sine function since it starts at the origin, 0, 0. So what we want to do is find out how much time it takes for one full sine circle to go, and that would stop right here. If this is 2 pi, then this must be pi. So we're counting by multiples of pi. Pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, so 6 pi. Therefore, the period is 6 pi. That's how much time it takes for one full cycle of that sine function to take place. In question 11, if you look at the amplitude first, let's look at the amplitude first. The max is 3. Subtract off the min, which is negative 3, and take half of that. So the amplitude would be 3 minus a negative 3, which is the same as 3 plus 3, which is 6. Divided by 2, the amplitude is 3. And then if we want to find the period, if we start at the y-axis, it's a cosine curve because it starts at the maximum, but it does not start at the origin. The sine function starts at the origin. Since this is starting at a maximum, which is 3, 0, 3 is your maximum. It starts there. It's a cosine function. So for one full cycle to take place, it would stop right here when it gets back to the max. The amount of time that it took was from 0 to pi, making the period equal to pi, because the period is how much time it takes for one full cycle of the curve to take place. Here's another review question. What are the amplitude and period of the function? Y equals negative 3 cosine of pi over 3. I'm sorry, not pi over 3. Theta over 3. So the amplitude, first of all, is going to be equal to the absolute value of the a value, which is negative 3. We know the a value always comes in front of the cosine function, and the absolute value of negative 3 would be 3, making the amplitude 3. So we could eliminate choice 1 and 2 already. In order to find the period, the formula for period is 2 pi over b, where b is your frequency. We're going to have to look closer at this equation, and we're going to make it negative 3 cosine. Instead of putting theta over 3, we can rewrite that as 1/3 of theta. And now it's obvious that the b value always comes in front of the x or the theta, whatever your input is. The b value here is 1/3. So in our formula for period, we're going to take 2 pi and divide by 1/3. You're going to have to do keep, change, flip. Keep the numerator, change to multiplication, and flip 1/3 to be 3/1 or 3, which is the reciprocal, multiplying in the period as 6 pi. So this is our review video. In a few minutes I'm going to do another video for the remaining slides where I'm going to introduce the new concepts of translating sine and cosine functions.